We'll wait for 1 more minute and just start at 11:05. So as I said, Unit 4 and Unit 5 are interlinked. Unit 4 constitutes the preparation of final accounts and preparation of financial statements, and Unit 5 constitutes analysis of it. So once you are thorough with Unit 4, you can blindly do Unit 5. And Unit 5 is nothing but a short problems with formulas, how to calculate ratios. So here, first in Unit 4, we prepare with the financial statements, that is profit and loss account, trial balance, profit and loss account, and balance sheet are the three important financial statements that each and every company prepare at the end of the financial year. So here, preparation of these three statements, the process of preparation of these three statements is what we learn in Unit 4. And Unit 5 is nothing but analysis. Analysis of the performance of the company is done. There are 7 techniques, out of which you have a ratio analysis as one technique in your syllabus in Unit 5. And who will analyze the performance of the companies? Who require what is a financial position, how much are the profits, how much are the short-term obligations, how much are the long-term obligations, and what is the financial position, and what is the salaries that are being paid, and how much are the cash that it has, how much is the bank balance that it has. All such information is what the analysis that is done. And as per your general knowledge, who are the people who do the analysis of the financial statements? For whom it is required and why do they do? Or why are the financial statements prepared and published, reported every year? It is for whom? Like in 4th unit, as I said, we prepare the process of preparation of financial statements. At the end of the financial year, each and every company publishes its financial statements in the report, financial report or prospectus, what we say. All the listed companies under Companies Act 1956 need to do it compulsory. So for whom is it is who are the interested parties who do analysis or who do see these financial statements?
Who invest in share markets.
Very good. Who invest in the companies, or in simple we say investors, isn't it? Investors are the interested parties who actually want to know what is the financial position, how much are the profits, and what is our share that we are going to get. Very good. Investors, and investors constitute whoever investors ante shareholders, debenture holders, and loan lenders. These are the people whom we say it as investors, isn't it? And what do the company pay for the shareholders? What do the company pay for the shareholders, Nana? Shareholders ki em the company every year end? Yes, Ravya, what do the company give to the shareholders? Dividends, isn't it? What do the company pay to the shareholders? Dividends. And what are the 2 types of shares that the company offers? What are the 2 types of shares the company offers? Equity shares. Very good, Rohit. Equity shares in the, what is the other one? Preference shares. Very good. Equity shares and preference shares. Okay. So these are the 2 types of shares that are offered by the company, and the company pay dividend. So these shareholders are interested in financial statements, or even the debenture holders. And what do the company pay for the debenture holders? What does the company pay? Debenture holders ke em the company? Interest on debentures, isn't it? We say that company issued 10% debentures of 100 each of 7,000. That means it is issuing 100 debentures of 7,000. Okay, so that is 10% is what the interest that the company pay to the debenture holder on each debenture. So this is what Unit 4 is nothing but the preparation of financial statements at the every year end. That is 1st April to 31st March is what the financial year. The year ends at 31st March. The books of accounts will be closed to prepare the financial statements and evaluate what is the profit, what is the financial position of the firm. So the total process is what learned in Unit 4, and Unit 5 is analysis. Now, first take down the definition of accounting, financial accounting. Definition of financial accounting. Are you ready? Are you ready with your books? Yeah. This is then a definition given by American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. The definition given by AICPA, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, defines accounting as an art of recording, classifying and summarizing, an art of recording, classifying and summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money and events which are of financial character, in terms of money and events which are of financial character, and interpreting the results thereof. So from 1st April to 31st March, what all the events or what all the activities that happen in the business would be recorded, classified and summarized. What do you mean by recording? What all will happen on day 1 will be recorded, day 2 will be recorded in a significant manner, in a systematic manner. And what do you mean by summarizing? Summarizing is nothing but which account comes where, which item goes where, would be summarized in a systematic manner. And then the last one is classified in a systematic manner. And the last one is summary is prepared. That is analysis, the last, whether it's a profit or loss, whether it is a good financial position or a bad financial position, all that would be summarized at the end. And then they interpret the results. This is what the activity of financial accounting, though it may be a small business or a big MNC, the process is same in the preparation of financial accounting. Is that clear? So recording, classifying and summarizing. What do you mean by recording? What happens daily would be recorded. The second one is classifying, which account comes where would be classified. And the last one is summarizing, that is interpreting the results thereof. This is what the activity that is done in financial accounting. Now let us see with the accounting cycle, how is the process done? How is the accounts maintained and what is the process totally? So this is known as accounting cycle. Is the screen visible, Nana, all of you? Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here, this is what the accounting cycle that each and every company goes through. The first one is journal, posting the transactions into ledger. Journal is known as journal entries, or what we name it as journalizing the transactions. So the first one is journal. So here from April 1st, like for example, on April 1st, we pay salaries. So we record payment of salary. And here, how do we pass the journal entries? Passing of journal entries would be done based on rules to pass the journal entries. That we'll do in the next class as to what are the rules to pass the journal entries. Like is it, which are classified into personal account, nominal account and real account. The rule for personal account is different. The rule for nominal account is different. For the rule for real account is different. So we have to know which transaction comes under which category and what is the rule to pass the journal entry. Is that clear? So first one is passing the journal entries or journalizing the transactions. Like April 1st, we have purchased furniture. April 5th, we have purchased machinery. April 9th, we have paid to the machine owner. So like this, till from 1st April to 31st March, what all the transactions, what all the events that happen in the business, what all the events that happen in the business would be recorded in the form of journal entries. And how are these journal entries passed, or how are these journal entries recorded? These journal entries are done based on the rules to pass the journal entries, that I will give in detail with examples as to what are the rules to pass the journal entries, like salary, payment of salary, purchase of furniture, payment of rent, okay, or giving to Mr. X, issuing check to Mr. X and Y company. So all these are treated as personal account, real account, and nominal account. The rules to pass the journal entries would be based on that. Just if you memorize the rules to pass the journal entries, you can easily pass the journal entries. This is the first one. Give me 1 minute, Nana. I have to bring the charger. There is a low battery mode that have come. 1 second. I'll be back within 1 second. These switches are not working in college. It's not getting charging. Okay. So this is what the first step. Now, once we do the journal entries, once we record the transactions, we close the books of accounts. We close the books of accounts of journal entries, and then based on these entries, we prepare the ledger account. Ledger account is nothing but the summary of all the journal entries that have been recorded from 1st April to 31st March. It is a summary of all the transactions that have been recorded from 1st April to 31st March. 31st March, we close the books of accounts, and what we do, we prepare the ledger accounts. What do you mean by ledger accounts? Just listen. As we do the problems, you can understand. But as of now, you have to know what is a accounting process done in the business. So ledger is nothing but a summarizing of all the accounts. Like we prepare individual accounts for each category of items that occur in journal entries. Like cash account, we prepare one account for cash. All the cash transactions would be recorded in one account that is known as cash account. Then bank, what all the bank transactions that have occurred in journal entries, we prepare bank account. Then purchases account, what all purchases we purchase in 1st April to 31st March, we prepare purchase account. Like that, what all will come, salaries account, furniture account, machinery account. Like this, ఏవేవైతే we'll record in the journal entries, those we will open an account known as ledger. For example, stock, what purchases, what was the opening stock, what are the purchases during the year, what is the closing stock. Salaries, what is the opening balance of the salary, how much salary paid during the year, then closing balance. Machinery account kuda ante, what was the machinery balance in the beginning, purchases or sales. Purchases ante we add, sales ante we deduct, and see what is the closing balance of machinery. Cash kuda ante, opening balance of cash, additions of cash, deductions of payments of cash, then cash balance at the end of the year. Like this, we prepare ledger account. Is it clear, Nana? This is known as preparation of ledger accounts. After ledger accounts, the closing balances what you get would be taken in trial balance. What all the closing cash ki closing balance ఎంత వస్తుంది, machinery కి ఎంత వస్తుంది, then furniture ఎంత, salary ఎంత, capital కి ఎంత, అలా closing balances అన్ని కూడా we will take in the trial balance. Okay, based on this trial balance, the closing balances which are prepared in ledger, we will prepare final accounts. This is the final story. Is that clear? Preparation of final accounts is what the final story in accounts. So if what set of problems will you get here? He will give transactions, he'll ask you to journalize. If it is a big question, he'll ask you to journalize and post in the ledger. Or more than 50% chances is he'll give you the ready-made trial balance and ask to prepare final accounts. And what are the 3 accounts that you need to prepare in the final accounts? There are 3 that you need to prepare in the final accounts. The process of preparation of final accounts by sole proprietor or any other company are having 3 stages. The first one is trading account. What is revealed in trading account? Gross profit is revealed in the trading account. And the second account is profit and loss account. And what is revealed in profit and loss account? Net profit. Now the third account is a balance sheet. And what is prepared in the balance sheet? What is revealed? Left side we have liabilities, that is obligations, and right side we have assets. And your right side should balance with the left side. Assets should be equal to liabilities. Then your problem is right. Is that clear? Tallying of balance sheet refer to both the assets and liabilities balances should be equal. And if you go wrong in gross profit, your profit and loss account will go wrong. If your profit and loss account goes wrong, your balance sheet will not get tallied. Is that clear? Trading account of gross profit will be taken in the profit and loss account. Profit and loss account and net profit would be added to the capital in the balance sheet. So it's a chain. If you go wrong in one account, the second account will go wrong and the total problem will go wrong. Is that clear? So what are the 3 expected problems that you get here? Journalize the following transactions is the first problem. Second problem is big question, that is journalize the following transactions and post in the ledger. The third one is prepare final accounts from the given trial balance. So these are the 3 expected questions, and one theory that we expect in this 4th unit is accounting principles. Accounting principles is the first concept that we learn in theory in unit 4. Is that clear, Nana? As of now, you got just a brief idea. What do you mean by final accounts, isn't it? Did you get a back sketch of what do you mean by accounting and what do you mean by accounting cycle? All of you? Yeah. Shall we start with the theory? The first expected question, accounting principles. The first is the, write down, accounting principles. Accounting principles. Why do we learn these accounting principles is, now as I said, journal entries have rules to pass the journal entries, but accounting principles are the general guidelines which facilitates comparison between one company with other company, one branch with other branch, or the same branch with last year with that of the present year. Is that clear? So each and every company need to maintain particular standards which are given by Indian accounting standards, and we have even international accounting standards. So these are the principles or the guidelines given by the Indian accounting standards and international accounting standards, which need to be followed while preparation of final accounts or while preparation of accounts. So accounting principles are further classified into accounting concepts and accounting conventions. This is one of the important expected theory question in Unit 4. What do you mean by accounting principles? Accounting principles are further classified into accounting concept and accounting conventions. There are 8 concepts and 4 conventions. Is it clear, Nana? Just take down the heading as accounting principles, draw a chart, and left side take down accounting concepts, right side take down accounting conventions. And start with the first one, accounting concepts, business entity concept. Take down the first concept, business entity concept. Okay. Did you take it down, Nana, all of you? Put the heading as accounting principles. Draw a chart, left side accounting concepts, right side conventions. The first one is business entity concept. Shall I start explaining? All are done with writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now business entity concept is same as the concept that you have learned as feature in joint stock company, separate legal entity. Okay, separate legal entity refer to what? The business is different, the people who run are different, and they maintain the books of accounts in the same way. Is it clear? Business entity concept is nothing but they maintain the books of accounts in such a way that they create an artificial person name as a company, and the company can sell the goods, the company can purchase the goods, pay the salary, and so on. So all the transactions would be recorded in the same way. The main assumption in this accounting process is that every business unit is a distinct and a separate legal entity. It can buy, it can own property, or it can do anything on its name. And the reports are prepared in the same way at the end of the financial year. That is known as business entity concept. Is that clear? It's not the individual person who purchase, or it is not the individual person who sell. It is the company which has a separate and a distinct legal entity. That is known as business entity concept. Is it clear, Nana? First business entity concept, the first concept. All of you? Business.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, business entity concept says that there is an existence created as a separate legal entity by name of the company, and the company can own, it can purchase, it can sell all the activities on its name. Reports at the end of the financial year. That is known as business entity concept. Now going to the second concept, money measurement concept. What do you know by this concept is, in accounts, while preparing the accounting statements, we consider only those transactions which can be measured in terms of money. Which can be measured in terms of money. Like for example, if a company owns 10 cars, a travel agency or a travel company owns 10 cars, 5 buses, and 6 SUVs, it will not mention the same in the balance sheet in the asset side. But what it does, it converts the value of 10 cars into money. It converts the 6 SUVs in terms of money and 5 cars in the terms of money, and value that in terms of money. But how will employee satisfaction measured in terms of money? Can you measure it? Yes, can you measure it? Employee satisfaction or consumer satisfaction, can it be measured in terms of money? No, isn't it? Such transactions will be ignored, and only those will be recorded which can be measured in terms of money. Okay, and and one more important thing, always remember, Nana, time value of money and price level changes will not be considered in accounting, but considered in which subject? In accounting, we don't consider time value of money, but in economics, capital budgeting, we consider time value of money. Can anyone say, what do you mean by time value of money? Price level changes, capital budgeting. Do you remember, Nana?
Time level of money is that a value of money after 1 year or 10 years.
Very good. It's nothing but present value of future profits, isn't it? So
Yes.
that is done in economics, but in accounts, we don't, though it's a fact, but we don't consider price level changes. Okay, but we convert the items which can be converted into terms of money. Only such transactions will be recorded. The remaining will be ignored. That is what the assumption in this concept that is known as money measurement concept. Is it clear, Nana?
Yes, ma'am.
Now going to the third one, going concern concept. What is the going concern concept is, here the business would be started in an intention that it will never end in the near future. It will go on and go on. That is known as going concern concept. The assets are maintained in the same way, the liabilities are maintained in the same way, and even the business would be maintained in the same way, in an intention that the business would never end in the near future. That is known as going concern concept. So like for example, I purchase a machinery in this year and the lifetime of the machinery is 10 years. So what I do, I value that machinery, deduct the depreciation till 10 years, where that at the end of the 10th year, I'll purchase a new machine. So like this, I'll carry on the business, I will carry on the activities and try to assume that the business will never end in the near future. I think everyone will start the business in the same way. Will anyone start the business to start in this year and stop after 1 year or stop after 2 years? No, isn't it? So another main assumption in the business is going concern concept referred to. The assumption here is the business will never end in the near future. Is it clear now? This is known as going concern concept. Now going to the fifth one, realization or accrual concept. So as per accounting, there are two methods of recording the transactions. This battery is showing low, but the points are not at all working.
Ma'am, in between you missed cost concept.
Yeah, no, but this is a chart. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Charging the tension on in the very point of it. We are in college, I think you are aware, isn't it? So the points are not working properly. Going concern, yeah, cost concept, yeah, cost concept. So cost concept is a concept where all the assets are valued at cost. That is known as cost concept. What do you mean by this? All the assets, like for example, I purchase a machinery. So I record it at cost of acquisition. What do you mean by acquisition? Purchase. At cost of acquisition or the machinery or the assets recorded. So what do you mean by at cost? It's nothing but right from you apply tenders till you purchase and bring the machine to your factory place, what all the cost you incur, you include at cost of acquisition. That is known as cost concept. Like for example, what are the costs that you involve? Transportation cost, installation cost, and even the tenders that you apply. Every cost that is involved in acquiring that asset would be at cost is known as cost concept. Is that clear, Nana? This is the fourth concept that is known as cost concept. What do you mean by this? This concept says an assumption that all the assets would be recorded at cost. What do you mean by at cost? It's nothing but cost of acquisition of that asset. And what do you mean by cost of acquisition of asset? It's nothing but what all costs that are involved in acquiring that asset, in purchasing that asset, would be involved in valuing at cost of that particular asset. Is it clear, Nana? This is known as cost concept. Any doubts, you can stop me and ask, because it's one of the important theory question. If you are not able to do the problems, you can go for this. Is it clear, Nana? As you have 8 questions which you need to write 5. The first 3 units are damn sure which you can write. You are perfect in first 3 units. 4th and 5th unit also scoring, but the thing is you should put your brains, be regular and work a bit hard, where you can learn what is accounts is as a lifetime experience for you, as well the exam point of view. Is it clear, Nana, all of you? Till 4 concepts, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Now going to the 5th one, realization or accrual concept. Listen here. So here when we prepare the accounts, there are 2 methods. One is accrual concept, one is cash concept. What is accrual concept is, listen, accrual concept lo em chestamante, once we sell the goods, we record the transaction. Immaterial of did we actually receive the cash or did we actually receive the sale proceeds or not. Immaterial of receiving the cash, we record the transaction of sales in accrual concept. But reverse to that, cash concept says that we record the transaction only when we receive the cash, only when we receive the sale proceeds, but not during the activity of selling, but during the activity of taking the cash. Is that clear? Now realization or accrual concept is nothing but the transaction is recorded when the sales are done, but not when the sale proceeds are received. Is it clear, Nana? That is known as realization or accrual concept, which is opposite of cash concept. Did you follow? Because we even record the transactions which are made on credit also. In material of credit or cash, we record the transaction when the sales are made, but not when the sale proceeds are received. That is known as accrual concept. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now going to the next 6th concept, accounting period concept. What do you mean by accounting period concept? Each and every accounting period should have a limited time to evaluate the performance, to close the books of accounts and see what is the financial position, what is the profits and so on. So therefore, it's very important that what is that accounting period? Normally, 90% of businesses go with financial year. When does the financial year starts?
1st April.
1st April to 31st March, isn't it? 1st April to 31st March is the financial year, and each and every business starts its financial year from 1st April to 31st March, closes the books of accounts, and then maintain the accounts, final accounts. And few companies go with the calendar year. That is, what is the calendar year from 1st January to 31st March? 1st January to December 31st is the accounting year. And few business go with Diwali to Diwali, November to October, 31st October, 1st November to 31st October. So like this, these are the three different types of accounting periods, but mostly companies go with financial year, that is 1st April to 31st March, to evaluate the financial position, to close the books of accounts, so that accounts are to be prepared periodically, at least once in a year, to find out the profit or loss for a given period, to pay the income tax and also to pay all its obligations of dividends and interest on its debentures and loans. Is it clear, Nana? This is known as accounting period concept. So what are the three types of accounts? That is financial year. Then the second one is, what is the second one?
Calendar year.
Calendar year. The third one is Diwali.
Diwali.
Like this, there are the three types of accounting periods. Now going to the seventh one, matching concept. So what will be matched with what? Here, every year, the accountants will try to match the revenue with the corresponding cost. Is it clear, Nana? The accountants will try to match the revenue with the corresponding cost. They try to evaluate whether the cost that have been incurred to the business has been achieved its revenue or not. 1 year's cost should achieve its revenue in that year itself. That is known as revenue and cost concept. Matching the revenue with the cost. So matching concept states that the expenses of a given period must be related to the revenue of that particular period only. Is that clear? The matching concept states that the expenses of a given period must be related to the revenue of that given period only. What do you mean by revenue? What do you mean by revenue? I think at this stage you should be on it, your tips. What do you mean by revenue?
Total amount generated in a year.
Total?
By total revenue
Yeah. Total
generated in a year.
Revenue. What do you mean by revenue? Revenue is nothing but the income.
Total
that the
income.
company- yeah, the income or the receipts of the company. Either it may be sale proceeds or the other incomes that the company get. So that is known as revenue. And what do you mean by expenses or cost? Expenses or cost is nothing but the total cost incurred for the business to get the sales or to manufacture a product or a service. So here matching concept is nothing but the accountants try to match a particular expenses of a particular year with that particular revenue only, revenue of that particular year only. That is known as matching concept. So this is the seventh concept. Now going to the eighth concept, dual aspect concept. Are you writing, Nana, all of you? Are you writing the chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, dual aspect concept is the eighth, the last concept. How many concepts are there? There are 8 concepts. So dual aspect concept says that for each and every transaction that happen in the business, there are 2 effects that happen. There are 2 impacts that happen, or there are 2 accounts that would be affected. For example, purchase of furniture. What are the 2 accounts that are affected? Purchase account and cash account. Isn't it? Purchase account and cash account. One is debited, one is credited. And salary, payment of salary. Again, 2 accounts are affected. What are the 2 accounts? Payment of salary, 2 accounts are affected. What are the 2? Salary account and cash account. So here normally, I think you are aware of this language, salary credit and salary credit, isn't it? So the credit is for the employee and the debit is for the employer. So the cash would be debited from the employer account and credited to the employee account. So each and every business has 2 answer.
Baby madam.
Congratulations.
2 months complete అయింది.
బాబు కదా
బాబు.
Yes. So this is known as a dual aspect concept. That is, each and every transaction affects twice. If one account is debited, there is another account that would be credited. Or in simple, what we would say this is as double entry bookkeeping system. Each and every debit has a corresponding credit. Is it clear, Nana? This, as you do the problems, you will get acquainted with this terminology as well as what do you mean by dual aspect concept, which is also known as double entry bookkeeping. Is it clear, Nana? All of you?
Yes.
Clear,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts in 8 concepts? Right from the beginning, we have business entity concept, money measurement concept, going concern concept, cost concept, realization concept, accounting period concept, matching concept, dual aspect concept. Concepts are nothing but the assumptions which we follow while preparation of financial statements. Is it fine, Anna? Shall we move on to the conventions? There are 4 accounting conventions. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
First one is accounting conventions. So first convention of consistency. So listen carefully. What do you mean by consistency is like each and every method that we follow should be followed for a consistent period of time, say at least 5 years. We should not frequently change the methods of preparation of accounts. Like for example, there are 2 methods of preparation of accounts, accrual method and cash method. Can anyone say what do you mean by accrual method and cash method? Difference between these two? Just a
Accrual is
No, no,
record.
1 minute, 1 minute. I'll ask someone. $562 is there. 562. Jahnavi or Akash, can you help me out? Is 562 there in the room?
Yes, ma'am.
నాన్న ఏం మరి మాట్లాడట్లేదు అబ్బాయి 562 562 6H 524 has left the meeting. Is 6H there? Akash ఉన్నాడా 6H?
Yes, ma'am.
6H 562. Ask them to call me, Nanu.
Okay, ma'am.
In accrual, ma'am, in accrual system, once they have sold anything, they enter into the records without confirming whether they have received or not.
Yeah, very good. And what is cash system?
After receiving the cash, they record the
Record
transaction.
with answer. Very good, Nana. That is what the difference between accrual system and cash system. So, ilaga, each and every company have their own method of preparing. Yeah, they prepare the books of accounts in this method. So, according to the consistency concept, whatever the method they follow, that should be prepared, that should be maintained for a consistent period of time, at least for 5 years. Like for example, this year I maintained the books of accounts in this method, cash method, and the next year I go with accrual. There is a difference between the profits. The closing balances will differ in different methods. So again, you have to value differently and see what is the closing balance with the change of method. So that is a big headache for each. Be true and fair, the company should maintain any method of accounting in for a long period of time. The similar way depreciation. Depreciation kuda there are 4 methods. One is straight line method, one is diminishing balance method, one is weighted average method, one is simple average method. What do you mean by depreciation? Depreciation in the value of the asset. So straight line method lo standard ga every year 10% తీసేస్తారు. ఓకే, డిమినిషింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ మెథడ్లో ఏం చేస్తారంటే 10 lakhs నుంచి 10% తీసేసి ఆ 10% అంటే 90,000 మీద మళ్ళీ 10%, అది డిమినిషింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ మెథడ్. అర్థమైందా నాన్న? స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ మెథడ్ లో స్టాండర్డ్ 10% ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ సేమ్ అమౌంట్. డిమినిషింగ్ లో ఏమవుతుందంటే ఉన్న దాని మీద 10%, దట్ ఈస్ 90,000 మీద 10%, మళ్ళీ 90,000 మీద 10%, 81,000 మీద 10, అది డిమినిషింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్. అండ్ సింపుల్ యావరేజ్, వెయిటెడ్ యావరేజ్ డిఫరెంట్. ఇలాగా whatever may be the method should be maintained for a longer period of time, not to have differences in the amounts. That is known as convention of consistency. Did you follow, Nana? This is the first convention, that is known as consistency. That is nothing but follow the rules and regulations, follow the policies for a consistent period of time, say at least for 5 years, in order not to create confusion. Shall we move on to the next one? Full disclosure. Full disclosure is nothing but the company should not keep any important information in dark. All the important information should be disclosed for all the interested parties. And as I said, investors, general public, customers, competitors, government, are all the interested parties who see these financial reports. So there shouldn't be anything dark. Everything should be disclosed. That is known as full disclosure, or nothing but all the valuable information should be disclosed without keeping anything in dark. That is known as full disclosure. Now going to the next, materiality concept. What do you mean by materiality concept? All material information, ante all the important information which is felt important by the accountant should be revealed. And here what is material and immaterial would be in the hands of the accountants, which they feel this is important, which should be revealed, and the immaterial can be ignored. That is known as materiality concept. And it is in the discretion of an accountant as which would fall under material concept and which would fall as immaterial concept. And here it is nothing but an exception to full disclosure. Full disclosure lo anta disclose cheyali. Materiality concept convention lo entante which is important and which is need to be detailedly revealed, material in nature should be revealed, remaining can be ignored. That is known as materiality concept. Now the last one is conservatism. Conservatism is nothing but while recording the accounts, you should not anticipate income and should provide for all possible losses. That is known as conservatism convention. So you maintain your books of accounts in such a way that you will have a minimum income or less income or no income, but you should be prepared for all possible losses. And play safe. It is nothing but play safe concept. Conservatism is nothing but you are prepared for all possible losses and anticipate less profits or no profits. That is known as conservatism, and to play safe. Is it clear, Nana? So these are the 4 conventions with 8 concepts. We have done with accounting cycle, definition of accounting, and accounting principles, that is concepts and conventions. Tomorrow we'll start with journalizing the transactions, starting with rules to pass the journal entries and then doing the problems. Please don't be absent. Why? Because if you're absent for journal, you can't do ledger. If you are not able to do ledger, you can't do trial balance. Trial balance cheyapothe final accounts cheyaleru. If you miss 4th unit, you have to miss 5th unit also. As I said, if you are thorough with 4th unit, 5th unit blindly as a play, you can do the 5th unit. So please be regular. There is a continuation of the concepts. Wherever you don't understand, stop me and ask, and practice maximum problems from all-in-one. Only for unit 4 and unit 5, I suggest you to use all-in-one problems, previous question paper problems. Is it clear, Nana, all of you?